001, and currently we are in the unit 3, which is virology, basics of virology. So in this, now we are going to discuss about families of viruses. So what do we mean by families of viruses? What is the importance of knowing the families? So uh, before discussing viral families, let us focus on human families. So here we have families, right? Like we will have our surnames, or we will have our specific names, specific traits of the families. So whoever person belongs to those families, they will have a unique morphological features. They will have a similar faces. If the family have most of them are in dark, means most of their lineage will be dark to light shade people, right? If the family has a more chubby people, means their lineage will have chubby people. Like I will give basic examples. Like if you take family from China, families of sumos, most of the sumo family will have very large bodies. So they will weight around 2 to 300 kgs. So sumos. So this is the idea of families. So by knowing the family, we can able to identify some basic properties of those people. So if I came to know that this particular person is coming from a sumo family, obviously I can understand. He will be very weighty. He may have some diabetic problems. He may have some cholesterol problems. He may have diseases associated with this cholesterol or overweight, obesity regarding problems. So that is a key point here. By understanding the family, we can able to rule out possible outcomes out of those families, because we have a good ideology about the properties of those families. Okay, so similarly here we have families of viruses. I will give few more examples. So in the taxonomy, if you take a phylum Carnivora, if you take a phylum Carnivora, in these carnivores, you will find meat-eating cat or uh, dog-like animals will present in the carnivora. In the carnivora, you will see cat and dog-like animals. Cats included in a subfamily called Felidae, feline family, whereas dogs are included in a canine family. So carnivora is a super family. So in this super family, we have cat-related animals and dog-related animals. Then we got our fox and dogs at one side, and we got tigers and other tigers and cats in one family. So the idea is, if the animals belong to carnivora, if I imagine carnivora in my mind, immediately I will get these two ideas. I will get these two images in my mind. So carnivora may have either cats or dogs. Animals will be either they resemble like a cat or they will resemble like a dog. If it is a dog, there are subcategories of dogs. It can be a fox, it can be a wild dog, it can be a street dog, it can be many types of dogs. Or if I feel it is a cat, then I will go with cat features. Maybe it can be a black panther, it can be a jaguar, it can be a tiger, it can be a leopard, it can be a home cats, right? So understanding the family will give us an idea about the characteristic features or the morphological features of the organism or the animal. Okay. For example, I will give one more example of a family, which is Homidae. So the next family I will discuss is Hominoidea. So in this Hominoidea family, the primates will come under this family. So whenever I'm getting this word like primates or hominidae, immediately I will get, okay, in hominidae I will see two legs and two hands, abstract creatures. I will see primate characteristics in this family. I may have humans, baboons, chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, gibbons, or monkeys. So all these primates share a common family called Hominidae. So in this Hominidae, all human-like families, animals can be seen, where human is a small part of this big family. So we belongs to a subfamily called Homo. In this Homo, we have a subfamily, a subspecies called Sapiens. So currently we are Homo sapiens. Maybe in the future we will get new species, Homo neonates. That is different story. But as of now, this is the families, and this is how we have taxonomically classified the animals. So taxonomical classification means the name taxa. Taxa means to separate a branch. Taxa means a branch. So here we are branching, we are classifying the animals depending upon their families. And this method of classification is called taxonomical classification. Taxonomical classification. Okay, depending upon their branch, we are dividing the animals. And similar approach need to be adopted for viruses also, because it will be really challenging for us to classify viruses at molecular level. As our David Baltimore said, that he said viruses can be classified depending upon single stranded, double stranded, positive strands or negative strands. That will be really challenging thing. That needs a sophisticated instruments to classify viruses at the level of molecular level. At genetic level, if you want to classify viruses, that will be really challenging. We need some basic method to classify them. Some basic method like taxonomical classification, depending upon seeing their morphological traits, we need to classify the viruses. And this will be relatively simple to understand the viruses. Rather than going to the depths like molecular level, it will be easy for us to identify viruses if we divide them taxonomically. So this taxonomical classification of viruses has been adopted for the sake of simplicity, for the sake of easily understanding. We have adopted this taxonomical classification of viruses. Okay. So are you following me, students? Is there any doubt so far? Are you paying attention?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Now, these viruses, how we classified the viruses, how we taxonomically classify the virus is my next story. So in my next slide, I will discuss about viral classification. Now, keep in mind, students, very, very important. We have two types of viruses. Okay, so even viruses have families. I will tell the families of viruses now. So we have two types of viruses broadly. We have DNA viruses, we have RNA viruses. So viruses has been broadly divided into these two categories. Either we will have DNA viruses or we will have RNA viruses. Okay. Now let us first see the DNA viruses first. Let us see what are the DNA viruses we have. Okay. And also in both DNA and RNA viruses, we have kings, the supervillains. Okay. They are like a supervillains. So we have two supervillains, both in one supervillain in DNA and one supervillain in RNA. Okay. So these two supervillains name starts with H. So both supervillain names will start with a H only. So one of the important supervillain, the DNA supervillain is hepatitis. Okay. One of the important DNA supervillain is hepatitis, whereas one of the important RNA supervillain is HIV. HIV is a RNA virus. Hepatitis B is a DNA virus. Keep in mind, hepatitis B is a DNA virus. So both these viruses starts with a supervillain that starts with an alphabet H. DNA is hepatitis B, whereas RNA is HIV. Okay. Then, then I want to tell you one important thing. What is that? Is PCR. What is the use of PCR, students? The use of PCR is we can able to multiply the DNA. For PCR studies, we need a DNA. This DNA will be utilized to amplify the DNA and we will get copies of DNA, right? So PCR will be used for usually for DNA purposes. If we want to use PCR for RNA, then you should use a modified PCR called RT-PCR. You should use reverse transcriptase PCR for elongating the RNA. If you want to multiply the RNA, then you need RT-PCR. If you want to multiply DNA, then you need regular PCR. So keep these things in mind. Now let us see DNA viruses. So to memorize DNA viruses, you always remember this mnemonic, HAP cube. Okay, so DNA key, for DNA you need to always remember HAP cube. So what is this HAP cube? I will tell. Okay, so I will tell one more thing, students. First, I will discuss the families. Then second, I will discuss the members present in the family, the species present in the family. I hope you're getting my point. First, I will discuss the families. Families means I will say we have feline family and we have canine family. In the feline family, I may have different animals. In the feline family, I may have cat, jaguar, lion, leopards, okay, black panther. All these are feline family members. The family name is feline and the species are cats, tigers, and jaguars. Whereas in canine family, I will have dogs, foxes, and other dog-like creatures, the multiple species of dogs, breeds of dogs. Similarly, first I will tell you the DNA families, then I will tell you the DNA viruses, the names of DNA viruses. First, I will tell you the family names, then I will tell the viruses present in that family. What species of viruses present to that family. Coming to the DNA family, DNA viral family. Here we have the mnemonic to memorize DNA viruses is HAP cube. HAP 3. Cube means 3. Okay, HAP cube. So starting H means herpes viridae. So we have viruses belong to herpes viridae family. We have totally 5 viruses of herpes. We have alpha, beta, gamma subgenuses. We have herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, varicella zoster, cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr virus. All these are herpes viridae viruses. So the first family is herpes viruses. Okay, herpes viridae. Family will end with viridae. When I say viridae, it means it is a family. So the first one is herpes viridae. Then A, HAP. A means adenoviruses. A stands for adenoviruses. Then P stands for pox viruses. I said P cube. That means 3 times P should be repeated. So for one P is pox viruses, other P is papova viruses, and third P is parvoviruses. These are the DNA viral families. The simple shortcut is HAP cube. H means herpes viridae, adenoviridae, pox viridae, papoviridae, and parvoviridae. HAP cube. Herpes viridae, adenoviridae, pox viridae, papoviridae, and parvoviridae. These are the families of DNA viruses. Then, what are the viruses present in these families? What are the species of viruses present in these families? To memorize the species, you just need to memorize a short mnemonic. That mnemonic is, students, is it possible to have any living organism without a DNA? Forgot about RNA viruses. Forgot about viruses now. Is it possible to have a bacteria, amoeba, plant, or any living organisms without DNA? It's not possible. DNA is the center of life. We need DNA. DNA has the potential to sustain a life. DNA has the potential for life. It is only the presence of DNA makes life. Even if you say RNA, RNA is a piece of DNA actually. So DNA is the central unit of life. Without DNA, there is no life actually. So what I'm going to tell you is DNA has the potential. DNA has the potential. DNA HAS has the potential. So by this, I will give you a short mnemonic called DNA has the potential. DNA has the potential. So here you need to memorize the HAS particularly. So HAS stands for herpes viridae viruses. So herpes viridae viruses, we have three classes of herpes viridae viruses: alpha class viruses, beta class viruses, and gamma class viruses. So alpha herpes viruses include herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, Epstein-Barr virus. Beta viruses include cytomegalovirus. Gamma viruses include varicella zoster. Okay, these names looks like awkward to you, but varicella zoster is our common chicken pox. Okay, varicella zoster will cause chicken pox and shingles in adults, whereas cytomegalovirus will cause brain infection. And your Epstein-Barr virus. So Epstein-Barr virus has another name. It will cause kissing syndrome. So it is a disease which is caused by kissing someone. So it is called kissing syndrome. Okay, so that is caused by Epstein-Barr virus. And we have herpes simplex 1 and herpes simplex 2, which will cause cancers in the patients. If you get herpes viruses, herpes viral infection is there is a high chance of developing cancers in the patients. The agents that will cause cancers are called carcinogens. One of the biological carcinogen is herpes viruses. If you get herpes virus infection, there is a chance of getting cancer to you. These viruses will induce cancers in the cells in the patient body. So these are the viruses present in the herpes viridae. We have in the herpes viridae, we have three classes: alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha, we have herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, Epstein-Barr virus. In the beta, we have cytomegalovirus. And in the gamma, we have varicella zoster. These are the 5 viruses belongs to the herpes viridae family. Are you following me, students?
Sir,
Yes,
sir,
Kaushal.
what is the
Yes,
form
sir.
of CMV?
CMV means cytomegalovirus.
Okay, sir.
Cytomegalovirus. Okay. Then VZ means varicella zoster. Varicella zoster. Okay. Then
Okay.
yeah. So we finished with H. Then we have A and S. Okay. So here one is missing. Actually, where is the supervillain? So what is the supervillain present in DNA viruses? What is it? DNA supervillain, which starts with H. Hepatitis. Okay. So hepatitis virus. That I will come. Then we have A. A stands for adenovirus actually. So A is adenoviruses and S is smallpox. Smallpox belong to DNA virus. Smallpox is a DNA virus. So these are the HAS. Then, as I said, where is the supervillain in the DNA? DNA viruses, I said there is a supervillain. What is that supervillain? It is a liver infection, liver virus, which is hepatitis B virus. So hepatitis B virus is the supervillain in DNA viruses. Compared to all other viruses, hepatitis B will cause lethal infections in the patient. If we get hepatitis B means game over. You need to say goodbye to your liver within 5 years. Definitely you will get liver carcinoma, liver cirrhosis. You will get liver cancer if you get exposed to hepatitis B virus. Within 10 years, you will after getting hepatitis B infection, you can happily or you can sadly count your days. Within 10 years, you can say goodbye to everyone. That much deadly is our hepatitis B infection. It is one of the highly infectious, most potent and highly virulent virus that will cause liver destruction. Okay. So these are the families and viruses present in the DNA family viruses, DNA viruses. So the DNA viruses include DNA family and DNA species, viral species. So the family mnemonic is a HAP cube. HAP cube stands for herpes viridae, adenoviridae, pox viridae, papaoviridae, and parvoviruses. and the individual species or DNA has the potential. Herpes viridae viruses. Herpes viridae viruses, we have alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha viruses are herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, Epstein-Barr virus. Beta, we have cytomegalovirus. Gamma, we have varicella zoster. Then we have adenovirus, smallpox, and hepatitis. Particularly, I'm telling again, hepatitis B is DNA virus, whereas hepatitis A and C are RNA viruses. Keep in mind. But I didn't mention particularly because you may get confused. So that's why I didn't keep hepatitis in both DNA and RNA. But keep in mind, hepatitis B is a DNA virus, and A and C are RNA viruses. Is it clear so far, students? Are you clear with DNA viruses? Is there any confusions in DNA viruses? I hope not, right? So actually this is hard to buy. It is a challenging to buy hard these viruses, but I'm giving you shortcuts to memorize these viruses. I was trying my level best to simplify to memorize these viruses. Okay, kindly follow me, even though it looks painful to you, but you must follow. Okay. Other than this, no one can help you. This is the simplest form to memorize these viruses. Okay. So this is all about DNA viruses. Then let us move on to the RNA viruses. Are you following me, students? By the way, are you listening?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Per-
sir.
Perfect, Azad, everyone. So coming to the RNA viruses. So first, let us see RNA viral families. So RNA viral family starts with proc BT. So this mnemonic is a proc BT. Okay, PR uh, PROCBT, proc BT, PROC means proc BT. So I don't know, simply I have given this. Okay, there is no such thing in the textbooks. Just for memorizing, I have kept these words. So to memorize the families of RNA viruses, this is the mnemonic. So the mnemonic is proc BT. So PROCBT, proc BT. So here in the R I kept 2. That means PR square OCBT. Okay, proc BT. So let us see what are these proc BT. What are the full forms? So P stands for paramyxoviruses. So most of the respiratory viruses, most of the viruses that will cause lung infection are belongs to RNA class viruses actually. RNA viruses are the respiratory viral viruses that will cause lung infection. Lung infection is caused by RNA viruses. Few of the famous respiratory RNA infections are influenza. Influenza belongs to paramyxa and myxoviridae. Okay. Then recently we got a new candidate. Recently we got a new celebrity, temporary celebrity, pandemic celebrity. So rhino and coronaviruses are also RNA viruses. Okay. So I will show you here. So paramyxoviruses, paramyxoviridae. Then we have rhabdoviridae. Rhabdoviridae, in this family we have the rabies virus. Rabies virus belongs to rhabdoviridae. Then we have one more, which is retroviruses. Retroviruses means HIV. So retroviruses we have. Then we have orthomyxoviruses. O stands for orthomyxoviruses. Then C. Uh, Keep in mind, students, this is my notes, which I have written on 2016. In the year 2016, I have prepared these notes. Okay. Uh, Let me show you the C virus. So the C virus is coronaviruses actually. Corona is not a new virus. They are the common viruses that will cause common cold in the people. Our common cold is occurred due to coronaviruses. We have corona and some rhinoviruses are there. These will cause common cold in the people. And one among one of the coronavirus became mutated and it was originated as a new species. A new coronavirus species has been evolved through jumping from one species to other species, from one host to other host. By jumping this coronavirus from one host to other host, ultimately it gained the right apparatus to cause a lethal infection in the humans, especially targeting the adults. and it became good at infecting, highly infectious. It became good at infecting very rapidly. It started crossing the borders of the countries. It became a global pandemic. But these viruses are already existed. This is not a new one. Coronaviruses, we know since 2001 onwards, we know coronaviruses. We even know that there is a chance of getting corona viral outbreak. We know that coronaviruses may cause any outbreak. Not only coronaviruses, what we thought is these outbreaks, we are constantly tracking the influenza viruses, orthomyxa and myxoviruses. We are keenly observing orthomyxa and myxoviruses because they previously, most of the epidemics and endemics are caused by influenza species, swine flu, bird flu. These are the viral outbreaks that are occurred by these orthomyxoviruses. We thought that we will get another pandemic via an influenza virus. Actually, if we get influenza pandemic means we may contain it. It won't even become a pandemic. We have a very nice idea about killing these influenza viruses. But out of nowhere, a sudden surprise, a sudden guest came in the form of coronaviruses, and it really ruled the world temporarily. Good thing is coronavirus is not as deadly as influenza. Influenza is even more deadlier actually. Anyway, so C is coronaviridae. So in the coronaviridae, we have many viruses. Corona, SARS, MERS. SARS means what is SARS? Severe acute respiratory syndrome, and we have MERS, Middle East respiratory syndrome. So the SARS, MERS, and Corona, COVID-19, all these are species of coronaviridae family. Okay, then we have B. B stands for Bunniaviridae. Okay, these are Bunnia viruses. Bunniaviridae viruses, and we have Togaviridae viruses. Usually, Bunnia viruses and Toga viruses will cause infection to the mosquitoes. They are the insect infections. They will cause infections in the insects, and we will get infection through insect bite. Insect mediated viral infections, viruses are Bunnia and Togaviridae viruses. They are called arthropod infections. Arthropod means insects. So insect mediated viral infections are Bunniaviridae and Togaviridae viruses. Other than this, we have other species like that I will discuss later. Yes, Eric? Eric, do you want to ask anything?
No, sir. No, no. Continue.
Fine, fine. Okay. So these are the families in the RNA. So the families you can memorize by PROC-BT. Okay, PROC, PROC-BT. So P stands for Paramyxoviridae, R stands for Rhabdoviridae, another R stands for Retroviridae, Orthomyxoviridae, Coronaviridae, Bunniaviridae, and Togaviridae. Bunnia and Togaviridae are the insect-borne infections. Insect-borne viral infections belongs to the Bunnia and Togaviridae. Now, let us see the individual species of these RNA viruses. To memorize individual species, this is the mnemonic. The mnemonic is PCR square MMR cube. You already know what is PCR, our PCR machine. We are using polymerase chain reaction for taking DNA. So you can easily memorize PCR and MMR. We discussed a vaccine called MMR, mumps, measles, and rubella vaccine. So that is the same MMR here, I said. Okay. So the mnemonic is PCR square MMR cube. So the species present in RNA are PCR square MMR cube. And I have kept within a bracket IH, PCR square MMR cube IH. So these are the species present in RNA. So let us see what are these PCR square and MMR cube IH. So P stands for poliovirus, C coronaviruses, COVID-19 to be precise. R stands for rhinoviruses. R stands for rotavirus, two R's, okay? Rhinovirus and rotaviruses. Then M stands for measles. Another M stands for mumps. R stands for rubella, rabies. Then I stands for influenza. and H stands for HIV, which will cause AIDS in the patients. So these are the RNA viruses. So we have polio viruses, coronaviruses, rhino, rota. So this rhinovirus is the common cold viruses. So usually we will get common cold, right? Those viruses are rhinoviruses and coronaviruses. Then rotaviruses will cause diarrhea in the patients. Viral mediated diarrhea is induced by rotaviruses. Recently in 2017, the government of India has established, it has updated the vaccine protocol, vaccine schedules. So they have introduced new vaccine candidates into the schedule. So that including rotavirus vaccines, because these rotaviruses causing diarrhea, and this diarrhea was extensively observed. This viral mediated diarrhea was extensively observed in Andhra Pradesh. Because of that, I don't know, there are few states which made mandatory to take this rotaviral vaccines along with the regular vaccines that they are taking during their childhood. So in Andhra Pradesh, everyone must take rota vaccine within first 1 year of birth. They must administer rota vaccines to the babies, because it became a localized a viral outbreak. A viral mediated diarrhea outbreak has been observed in the south region. So they have included this in the regime, that means in the schedule of the vaccines. Okay, so rotavirus will cause diarrhea. Then measles, mumps, rubella, you already know. Measles, mumps means this will cause chicken pox, smallpox, all these pox. These pox infections are occurred by measles and mumps. Mumps means you will get inflammation of cheeks. That is called mumps. Okay, patient cannot eat anything. Tonsillitis, you know, right? You will keep that brown color bandage like thing with holes on it, black color bandage when your cheek swollen. That is due to a virus. That virus is mumps virus actually. It will cause infection to the salivary glands. Okay, that is caused by mumps virus. So this mumps, measles and mumps. Okay, then we have rubella. Rubella also cause infection in the neonates, in the just born babies. It will cause rubella infection. Then we have rabies. Rabies, I hope you know. So if any mad dog, this virus present in the dogs actually. If any mad dog bited you means there is a high chance of getting rabies infection to you. So people will become pagal. They will become psychologically abnormal. They will become mental, and they will start biting just like dogs to other humans. So because it is a neurological virus, it will spread into the spinal cord, and it will induce a psychological temper in the host, and it will cause infection. Okay, so that is called rabies infection, which will transmit through dog bite. Then we have influenza viruses. Influenza viruses will cause respiratory infections, and we have the deadly serial killer, the supervillain in the RNA, which is HIV. That will cause AIDS in the patients. So these are the complete DNA and RNA viruses we have. So this slide you need to memorize. I don't know how you will memorize, but if you go through the slide once and if you read each and every virus once, then you can memorize easily. Okay, so let us try to work out on this slide. Then we can move on to the actual virology. Okay, so let us see what are these again. So DNA viruses, we have the families of DNA virus are HAPCube. Can anyone say the full forms of HAPCube? What is H stands for in the DNA viruses?
Herpes viridae.
Herpes viridae.
Herpes viridae, very good. A stands for
Adenoviridae.
Adenoviridae,
Adenoviridae.
very
Pox
good.
viridae.
Pox viridae, very good.
Popova viridae.
Popova viridae and
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 Parvoviridae.
parvoviridae.
Parvoviridae, very good. And what is the mnemonic for species? HAS, has the potential. Okay, H means herpes viridae. What are the herpes viridae we have? Alpha viruses, beta and gamma viruses. Alpha viruses, what are these? Tell me, students, full forms.
Herpes simplex 1.
Very good.
And
Then
herpes simplex 2.
then
And
this
Epstein-Barr virus.
Epstein-Barr virus. Very Epstein-Barr virus. Very good. Then CMV means
cytomegalovirus,
cytomegalovirus. Then VZ means
varicella zoster virus,
very good. Varicella zoster virus. Then A stands for adenoviruses. S stands for smallpox virus. Then the serial killer, which is hepatitis B virus. These are the DNA viruses. Then RNA viruses, mnemonic. What is the mnemonic for RNA viruses? Family mnemonic. Mnemonic means shortcut.
CR square
OCPT.
probability,
Very good. So what is P stands for?
paramyxoviridae,
Very good. Paramyxoviridae. Then R square. That means 2 R's.
rhabdoviridae,
Rhabdoviridae.
and another is retroviridae.
Viridae. Very good. Rabies belongs to Rhabdoviridae, whereas HIV belongs to Retroviridae. Okay. Then O means Orthomyxoviridae. C stands for
Coronaviridae,
everyone knows this. Coronaviridae. Then BT stands for
Punyaviridae,
Burkhaviridae, Togaviridae. Very good. There is one more family called Picornaviridae. Okay, in the RNA. This I didn't discuss. Anyway, there is something called Picornaviridae. Then what is the shortcut for species, viral species of RNA viruses? Tell me, students. A square MMR cube IH. Okay, so PCR means tell me the full forms of all of this. P stands for poliovirus. C stands for corona. Then R square. Rhinoviruses, rotaviruses, measles, mumps, rubella, rabies, influenza, and HIV.
HIV.
Okay, so these are the RNA viruses. So these are the DNA and RNA viruses. So this is all about the families of viruses, students. So next, so this is their pictures. So why we discussed families? Because see, students, poliovirus or coronaviruses, we have 3 types of coronaviruses. We have SARS, MERS, and COVID-19. All of these 3 viruses belongs to the family Coronaviridae. That means these viruses have crown. You know what is the meaning of crown? Crown means this king will keep his hat. King hat is called crown. Since these viruses having surface proteins that resembles like a crown, that is why these viruses named as crowned viruses, or the viruses that having king helmet. Okay, that king thing, cap. So that is why these viruses are called coronaviruses, crowned viruses. So no matter whatever species present in this family, all of them will have spike proteins. The spike actually that crown proteins are spike proteins. So by that we can easily guess the characteristics and the properties of these viruses. Okay, for example, orthomyxoviruses. Myxovirus means myxo means mucous membranes. That means these viruses love mucous membranes a lot. These viruses will induce mucus secretions in the body, and these mucus present extensively in the respiratory lining. So these myxoviruses will attach to these mucous membranes very firmly, very tightly, and they will induce respiratory infections. We have 2 types of mucus loving viruses. We have paramyxoviruses and we have orthomyxoviruses. Orthomyxoviruses originated from the birds, whereas paramyxoviruses originated from the mammals. So by understanding the families, we can able to guess the properties of the viruses. That is why memorizing or having an idea of the viral families will make the things easy for us to understand the viral properties. Okay, so this is all about the families and the individual species of viruses. So another add-on advantage is when we are okay, I will tell here. See, herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, Epstein-Barr, cytomegalovirus, and varicella zoster. All of these viruses will have same morphology. So you need not to draw individual virus shapes for all these viruses because all of them belongs to herpes viridae. So all these viruses just looks like this with tiny variations. All of these viruses look just like this virus. So that is the importance of families. So we need not to draw individual diagrams for all viruses. So the viruses belong to that particular family. If you know that family diagram means that will be applicable for all viruses. So all these herpes virus, 5 herpes viruses have the same morphology. So that is the advantage of understanding the families of the viruses. Okay. Then tomorrow I will discuss about the structure of virus. Okay. So from next sessions onwards, yeah. So from next session onwards, I will discuss about morphology of virus. Then I will discuss all these 9 points. Okay. So by the end of this month, by this month ending, you must know each and everything that I included in this slide. You should know all these 9 points kept in this slide. I will ensure that each and every one of you will know all these points in the virus, in the virology. Why? Because no matter whatever virus we are studying, all the viruses will have these basic properties. You should know the virus family, you should know the virus morphology, you should know the virus replication, you should know viral culture, you should know its cytopathic effects, its inclusion body, no matter whatever virus it is. What are the what is the morphology of HIV? What is the replication of HIV? How you can cultivate the HIV? What are the cytopathic effects of HIV? What are the inclusion bodies of HIV? What is the pathogenesis and clinical symptoms of HIV? How to collect samples for HIV? How to do laboratory diagnosis? How you will cultivate the virus? What cytopathic effects you will see? What hemoabsorption test you will do? What interferon test you will do? What transform test you can do? What immunofluorescent test you can do? What type of electron microscopy you will use? What type of PCR and ELISA test you will do to detect HIV virus? And what is the treatment of HIV? And what is the vaccination available for HIV? Similarly, for each and every virus, you need to satisfy these 9 points. Then only you can understand. To understand individual viruses, these basics are paramount of importance. Very, very important to know these basics. Why we have these many of tests for viruses? Because direct detection of virus is a costly affair. You cannot observe a virus under a normal microscope, because we cannot afford to keep a SEM or TEM. We cannot afford to keep a scanning electron microscope or a scanning and scanning electron microscope, and another one is transmission electron microscope. Okay, they're very costly. That is why we are going with the indirect approaches to detect the viruses. So that I will discuss in the upcoming classes. Okay, so as of today, just the classification of virus is enough. So far in today's lecture, we discussed about the families of viruses. So we have 2 families. We have DNA and RNA. DNA, we have the following families: herpes, adeno, pox, papaver, parvo. And the species include herpes viridae, include alpha, beta, gamma. Alpha include herpes simplex 1, herpes simplex 2, Epstein-Barr virus. Beta include cytomegalovirus. Gamma include varicella zoster, adenovirus, smallpox viruses, and hepatitis B virus. Whereas RNA viruses include proc-BT, that includes paramyxo, rhabdo, retro, orthomyxo, corona, Burnia, toga, and picornoviridae. Then the mnemonic is CCR square, MMR cube, high H. PCR square means polioviruses, corona, rhino, rota, measles, mumps, rubella, rabies, influenza, HIV viruses are the RNA viruses. So thank you very much, students. We can continue in the next lecture, okay? I don't want to move further. Your brains will heat up. So this is enough for today. Is everything clear so far?
Yes, sir.
Of
Yes, sir. Yes,
classification?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So thank you very
Yes,
much,
sir.
students. Tomorrow
Thank you,
we
sir.
can
Okay,
continue
thank you, sir.
morphology of virus. Yeah, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Yes, students.